From the Nile to the Mississippi, King Tut and the Giovanni Amin Collection, now on display at SUNO Museum of Art. The exhibit features life-size replicas of King Tut's tomb and artifacts, all celebrating ancient Egyptian history through the lens of New Orleans culture. What better way to do that? We've got SUNO professor and director and chief curator Erica Witt here to tell us more about it. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Excited to have SUNO back in the house. You guys always put on such a great exhibit, and this is no exception.
Thank you. We are honored to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about just seeing this type of history through the New Orleans lens. What does that mean?
Absolutely. It has been an incredible week. First, let me say we opened Monday, February 23rd, to a beautiful crowd, and what an exceptional experience it's been. So seeing ancient Egypt from a New Orleans perspective is highlighting how, for example, our Black Mexican Indian groups, how our social aid and pleasure clubs, just how people in the city in general, from the fraternities and sororities, etc., how they celebrate and interpret ancient Egypt in their iconography, in their suits, in their jewelry, for example. And yeah, just wanting to connect people here in New Orleans to a great civilization as ancient Egypt. So that was really the idea when curating this show.
I love that. Do you think people would be surprised in how closely a lot of the things we have here based on ancient Egypt can be connected?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I've studied is how Cairo and New Orleans, we sit on almost the same latitudinal line, and we do have a lot of similar things in terms of flora and fauna. But of course, New Orleans is known for being fun and a good time, but we're also a deeply spiritual city too. And I find that a lot of our communities pull from a lot of those spiritual elements from ancient Egypt as well. And you can even see it in the architecture in the city. So this exhibition, I wanted to highlight that. And this exhibition has also brought together beautiful people and being able to highlight their suits. And one of the most incredible things that has happened is having people say, this is my first time ever displaying my artwork in the museum. You've made something happen for me. You've made the biggest difference in my life, and I'm extremely grateful, knowing that I'm incredibly grateful for them for even contributing to the exhibit. So
that's really beautiful, and that's what all of this is about, right? And so I do want to highlight on the fact that there's a lot of work that goes into curating something like that. I know we don't have enough time for you to really walk us through it, but if you had to give just a glimpse so that people understand really what goes into something like this.
Thank you for asking that question. So most museums would have either a year plus to execute an exhibit. I only had 3 months. So found out about it in June from our partners at the Louisiana Arts and Science Museum and Mr. Giovanni. We put the proposal together. He was to the moon about it because he wanted people from New Orleans to also be inspired by King Tut the way that he was. The objects got delivered in November, and I've been working literal day and night to get everything up and put together. And I want to remind people, I am a team of one. Though I have wonderful student workers, though I have colleagues who may come down to assist, I've been in that building till 5:30 in the morning trying to get things together. So it typically takes a long time. So from November to February 23rd when it opened, I've been working, and there's still a few things that are coming that are going to be great. So it is a living exhibit, but things like that do take a while.
For sure. And we're so appreciative that you put that work in to make it happen, but just want people to know what goes into that. So as they're appreciating the history, they also appreciate that element here in our city.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's research, it's interpretation, it's being the janitor for a moment, it's being the digital design person, it's being the person that gives the speeches. We're marking the floors to make sure people don't, just give the objects a little bit of space. Again, it's so much, but one of the things that I'm thankful for Southern University at New Orleans, I am a proud graduate of the Masters of Arts and Museum Studies program, and I learned a lot of things about curating from that program. So I am a shining example of what we can do.
I love that. Well, thank you for helping us to navigate a little bit more and to get an idea of what everyone can expect. So very excited to go check that out. We appreciate you. Again, the exhibit is on display until next year at SUNO's Art Museum. So you've got time, but definitely want to get out there and enjoy it. Visit WOLTV.com for more information.